Good morning and welcome to the Daily Whatever Show. I am Dana Dubois.
I'm Lawrence Winterman.
I've
Welcome. Good
lost you,
morning.
Lawrence. I the StreamYard thing is back.
Oh, God.
I'll be right back. You say hi to everybody.
All right. Well, everyone, if you're longtime viewers of the show, you will know I'm futzing with my camera at the same time. You're welcome. Um, StreamYard does this crazy thing where the moment we transition, like go live or include somebody or Dana's audio drops. So here she is back again, hopefully able to hear me this time.
It always works the second time, Lawrence. I will never
Is there a
understand
metaphor in
this.
that? Is there some kind of life lesson we're supposed to be learning?
I hope not. I hope data I always have to drop it and it never happens in reverse, I don't think. You've never
No,
lost
I
me.
no, I mean there's been a moment where I lost your audio, but for me it was just a matter of going in like somehow the microphone got toggled and I just
Yeah.
retoggled the microphone or whatever.
That's not what this is, though. This is just you're gone, and I only solution is to leave. But I'm glad we're back. I'm also laughing. I got a new iPhone, and StreamYard likes to make it this very like. Do you see more of me? So you can see Kira is just like want a
Yeah.
treat, want a treat, want a treat, want a treat.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, no. Yeah, we can see everything. Kira, the room behind you. Yeah.
all the bottles of
Uh
booze that I never drink on the bookshelf behind me. I just pivoted my desk 90 degrees to try to get the outside light a bit better. But I really need to do something about the messy bookcase with all the, it's like my
I
bar.
love that your bookcase of credibility behind you, that everyone developed during the pandemic when we started going remote,
Yeah.
was yours is booze.
Yeah.
Other people are like books or like mementos or their
I,
signed T-shirts. Yours is like here's all the alcohol that I don't drink, sweetie.
right. But this is not my bookcase. I never had this as my background. This is not the bookcase of credibility. This is the bookcase of function because we're in my dining room and it's just sort
Right,
of like
right.
shove
That's
all that on
the this
there.
is the bookcase where shit goes because things are it's messy. I'm living my life.
I am. That's what I do.
I
Two
wonder if
thoughts.
Jesus Trump could help you organize your bookcase of
Oh,
credibility.
do you mean Dr. Jesus Trump?
Well, yes, of course. Obviously, he was dressed as a doctor. He
Obviously, that was a
was
doctor.
clearly not pretending to be Jesus because that would be antichrist like, now wouldn't it?
It would. And Lawrence, here's the thing about that story. I think most people in the chat have probably seen this image by now because it went everywhere. But like, why this? Like, he's done so many Jesus warrior adjacent memes on the White House account before. Why
Oh
this
God,
one?
Kira took that one treat and she was like, "Yeah, great, one. Where's the other one?
You know what the
I
problem
get
is,
two."
Lawrence? Is that the chew sticks that last longer, the rest of them are down in the basement. So these treats that I have are just sort of like she eats them and they're gone. So here's hoping she chills out because the bag is
Oh,
not that full.
Kira.
I know
Yeah,
her
maybe
life is
Dr.
very hard,
Jesus Trump can help her.
right? But why? I mean, I get because it's blasphemous, but he's done so many blasphemous things, hasn't he? Or is this the first time he's actually properly looked like Jesus? Or are people just sick of him now? And they were,
I think it's a combination of things, to be perfectly honest.
yeah,
I think you've hit on some of them, right? I think one is that um, things are really insufferably bad right now, and people are seeing with
yes,
the Iran war, with gas prices, unfortunately for a lot of people, it takes that moment of personal pain. Gas
it's so
prices are like a
true.
universal advertisement. You're always driving past gas stations that show you the current price. You're always, stopping to fill up with gas every week or two. And so it's a really current indicator of how bad things are. And yeah, I think for some MAGA people, like it was this moment of has he blasphemed before? Oh my God, let me count the ways. But,
Right,
this time in particular, I think there are some Christy types out there who are like, oh yeah, no, this is too far. Because
right,
because it wasn't him reposting a meme that someone else had posted. It
yeah.
was like the meme originated with him. And I think that was part of
Uh,
what made it slightly more unforgivable this time, in
yes,
combination with
the
having a
Pope.
little bitch fight with the Pope, right? Like I'm
Well,
sorry, like we're Jewish, but even we know not to get into a Twitter smackdown with the Pope.
no, and I love this Pope so hard that I'm like, I will go to mass. Like,
Honestly, I'm like, you know what? Church isn't that bad. I like Catholic Mass. I've gone to
Catholic
Catholic
churches are
Mass with
so
Shar,
pretty.
and we sit there and we're like, oh, look, no, they're doing this. This is smudging. They're smudging right now.
Mhm.
And all the
Yeah,
chanting is calling in the directions. And, it's basically shamanism dressed up in
yeah.
fancier robes. So,
And really
sure.
beautiful buildings and stained glass. I'm not mad
Right,
about
right.
that.
So they murdered millions of people and are the biggest real estate owner in the entire world.
Don't forget all those little kids they molested.
Oh, right, all the boys they
Right.
molested.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. But the current pope.
Pope Leo, though, mwah, love
there
him.
there was a
I am
picture of
not
him on the
mad.
plane, on the
Yeah,
Pope plane, holding like a Louisville Slugger or something, just like a baseball bat, because he's a huge baseball fan.
that's so
And
cute.
and I was like, this is the image the world needs. The Pope ready to take a baseball bat to Donald Trump,
Oh my God, I love that.
and the
Yeah,
president of Iran tweeting and saying, "Hey Pope Leo, we've got your back.
we're with you. Right.
Blessed be the name of the prophet Jesus."
That was wild. I was just like, what is happening with this? I'm in the chat now. Yeah, I am not mad about our new pope, but you know what I am mad about?
um,
Segue.
Oh, good. Ever so many things. Let's
Ever so
see.
many things, but
Swalwell
specific.
resigned, and he's resigning from Congress. That's good.
That's good. There were so many good news things yesterday, or like over the weekend and yesterday, that it was like Swalwell pulled out of the campaign, and then both of the senators left, the Democrat and the Republican, who were,
House members, not
or sorry,
senators.
House members. Sorry, congressional leaders. Don't ask me anything official at 7:00. What time is it? 7:10 in
Yeah,
the
for
morning.
real.
But you know what's making me really angry is that as I'm like, I'm feeling a little hopey, right? Things seem to be going pretty darn well. The election in Hungary, amazing. And then I open Substack, and who's the number one bestseller as of yesterday,
Andrew
Lawrence?
motherfucking Tate.
Andrew fucking Tate. We have platformed, credibly accused, I'll put the legal qualifier on there, credibly accused human trafficker and rapist Andrew Tate, and he is the number one bestseller here on Substack with over 1 million subscribers. First of all, fuck you to anyone who's subscribing to him.
Seriously, fuck
But
you.
but
Also,
I've
fuck
made
you,
a bunch of,
Substack.
yeah, fuck you, Substack. I put a few videos up yesterday. They were all clipped from the same rant, but that I did live just spontaneously, where I was like, we know Substack is in hardcore growth mode. We know they're looking for celebrities with big followings.
Right,
Do
and
better.
controversy.
Mm-hmm, because that drives eyeballs. But maybe not the rapists Substack. Could we not? It is April. It is National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Don't platform Andrew fucking Tate. I mean, you already have. Deplatform Andrew
Right.
fucking Tate. So I'm so like, oh my God. I don't like opening Substack, and like, even though I've blocked him, I still see number one bestseller. This is all I have to say to that.
Yeah, I can see her shaking her head in the background. We should probably bring our guest on for today because I'm sure she has things to say about the current state of the world.
Fuck
Welcome, Libbie
Andrew
Grant.
Tate.
Yes.
Hello. Thank
Libby,
you.
I love you already. Everyone, this is Libby Grant, best-selling author, Pacific Northwest resident. I can already tell amazing human to know.
Oh, thank you.
I know you also write as Olivia Hawker, and some folks may know you better from your nom de plume. Can you tell the audience more about you? Introduce yourself to the fine folks in our chat, and
Yeah.
everyone, please send up hearts for Libby because we don't get best-selling authors on our show every day.
Well, thank you. I recently did a live with Ellie Leonard too, and like I don't know why all these wonderful independent journalists have suddenly shown interest in me, but I'm very grateful. It's nice to know as well.
Because Walter and Ellie were both like, you have to bring Libby on your show.
Right, right. It's because of
They're like our best
who you talk
friends.
to. You're in the pipeline now. You're set.
Good. I'm thrilled to be in the pipeline. My God, anywhere I can get a little traction is welcome because anybody else out there who's a writer, a novelist knows how damn hard it is to promote your work these days. Like the
Right.
venues for it keep shrinking. So if the only way I can promote my work is to be a raging liberal and to go on live streams and say fuck Andrew Tate, I will gladly do that.
Good.
How I feel
Yeah,
anyway.
welcome. You're in the right place.
You're in good hands. And we will say fuck Andrew Tate, but we will also spend today talking about writing and books. Like the Daily Whatever Show is part political, but we're part cultural, part creative. We bring on people who are doing interesting shit and want to hear about what they're doing.
Well,
Yeah, we're a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah, all right.
Exactly.
That sounds good. Yeah, I'm a novelist. I have been writing books full time for like 12 years now. And for a long time before that, you know, like all the novelists out there do, I was grinding away with day jobs and writing on the side forever, for a million years before I got to take off. So yeah, I write fiction, like you mentioned. I have a number of pen names out there and like ghostwriting gigs and stuff. But my best known thing I do is Olivia Hawker, which is the name I write historical fiction under. Somebody out there listening to this right now, I'm sure, has probably read an Olivia Hawker book or two. They got pretty popular, which is fantastic. I love having that. But I have been wanting to do more like literary stuff and with like a speculative fiction edge for a long time. I did a little bit of that with my most recent Olivia Hawker novels. Like I have one that's a historical novel about the Roswell incident when a UFO crashed in New Mexico in 1947. Nice. And my most recent book, Through All Our Heavens, is a dual timeline that's partly set during the first American Civil War and partly set in the near future with another American Civil War, which feels...
Oh my God, Libbie, you and I are going to be best friends.
So I'm just going to sit here silently while you two nerd out.
Dorks over here, sci-fi dorks.
Honestly, as soon as I saw, that your Substack was called... Selfie on the Edge of Forever, I was like, okay, you're my people. I get you.
Obviously also a huge Star Trek nerd. So
yeah, I was like, I get it. Hole in one. I'm with you.
You and Lawrence, we're friends now forever. Yeah, I don't really know what else there is to say about it other than that I've been trying to get some stuff published under my real name, Libbie Grant, for a long time. I have one novel out under that name. Unfortunately, bad things happened with it. Which I detailed in my most recent Substack post, or at least I kind of touched on. But I picked myself up eventually and tried again with another book that's coming out this September. It's called The Ended World, and it is definitely the most like committed sci-fi thing I've ever written. Despite the fact that it also is technically set in the past, but just a few years in the past. Like it's set between 1996 and like the very last scene takes place in 2028, but most of it happens in 2000 during the pandemic. But it is about the emergence of a sentient artificial intelligence and how its kind of quiet coming into being upends what three other characters think about technology and spirituality. So it was very interesting to write. It was quite a strange process, and I wrote about that in my most recent Substack essay too.
And we are definitely going to get into that because wow.
Right.
Okay.
I definitely want to talk about that, but I'm curious, maybe on a little more kind of technocratic point, you have multiple pen names, and yes. I'm just curious. This is a common thing, right? Like many professional writers have multiple pen names under which they write, and like I kind of understand the reason for that. But maybe for the folks who aren't writers in the crowd, can you talk a little bit about like the logic behind, I write this series under this name and this series under this name kind of thing? Like, why do you do that?
That was my first question too, Lauren. So
yeah, and it's a great question, and it is very confusing to a lot of people who aren't like in the publishing world. But usually writers use different pen names kind of as a branding tool, and it just helps readers understand that if you read something under this name, you're going to get this type of book. If you read something under this name, it's going to be a totally different type of book. So a really great example is Nora Roberts, who writes romance, a very popular romance writer, and she also writes thrillers under the name J.D. Robb. And a lot of people don't know that Nora Roberts and J.D. Robb are the same person, but she doesn't.
I did not until this moment.
Yeah, she just keeps them separate because they're such different reading experiences, and that's the most common reason why people use pen names. But there are other reasons too, like sometimes they, maybe they want to go into writing erotica, but they don't want their family to know about it, or they don't want to put their career as a kindergarten teacher at risk. So
Right.
they'll make like a secret pen name for writing something like that. I've also done some things that are like write for hire projects where a publisher like wants to publish a particular type of book this upcoming season, but none of the authors who've been, none of the agents are pitching anything that's close to what they want. So they kind of put out a call that's like, hey, I want a book that's like this. Can anybody write this in like 3 weeks? I'll pay you this much money. And so people who are fast writers like me can be like, yeah, I'll do that for that much money, and we'll do that under a completely different name. So that happens as well. It's one of the things the publishing industry does. So yeah, I have quite a variety of books out there in different genres under different names. Some of them I tell, like Olivia Hawker. Some of them I keep quiet for various contractual reasons. But yeah, I've written a lot of books. I'm currently working on number 47. So some experience.
Oh my gosh, 47 books.
Yeah.
My brain is still lagging back here of like a book in 3 weeks. Like I could barely get an essay out in 3 weeks.
Well,
you wrote a whole book in 3 weeks. I am such a slacker. My God, it's taken me 10 years to get halfway through my.
But that's normal. Like my first 2 books I ever wrote each took me like several years to write. And then the more you do it, the more you accumulate. Because writing books, it's like riding a bike, right? You're balancing all these different skills and different things you have to pay attention to at the same time. And then the more you do it, it just becomes like muscle memory and second nature. So you get to the point, particularly for books that are write for hire, where the publisher just wants an idea done in a particular way. And we all know this is not going to become a major work of literature that's going to like enter the canon of classics. It's to make money, whatever. So it doesn't have to be great. It just needs to be logical and hold together. So
I really appreciated in your post where you were talking about like just the sausage making of publishing, right? Like the first half of it was kind of like, you don't understand. It'll crush your dreams. It'll destroy your career. It'll grind you to nothing. And I was like, wow, Libbie, okay.
I've seen some shit, Lawrence. In fact, here's a reference you will love. A couple nights ago, apparently while I was high, I posted on Substack, I am the Warp 10 Tom Paris of publishing. And I didn't even know. I don't remember it. I woke up and I had notifications on it. I was like, what the fuck? What did this mean? And then I realized later what it meant. It's that I have been everywhere and done everything in publishing. I've seen it all. So truly.
Right. You hit Warp 10, and so you exist in a timeless state. You understand everything.
I turned into a salamander in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. You licked the frog.
Oh my gosh. I need to add here, completely legal in Washington State, y'all. So we're good.
Right.
I also want to say 2 functional things of, will everyone please send up some hearts for Libbie in the chat. We just we know that when you send up the hearts, it sends the live out for more visibility. We want to get as many people here as possible because you are new to Substack-ish. This is a new profile. And when we were talking offline, you were saying how it was hard to build a following here. So my second request is go subscribe to Libbie. She's clearly hilarious. She's completely like crazy prolific and talented. And thank you. I see all the hearts coming up.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm just astonished because most of us, Lawrence and me, we come to Substack because we're like, one day maybe we'll get to write a book if we make a big enough splash here on Substack. And you're like, girl, I've written 47 and I can't find enough subscribers. And so that dissonance is making my head hurt. Talk to us about why you came to Substack and what you're hoping to do here.
Well, I've been on Substack for a long time, and I've been trying different things with it for like many years. I don't know, whenever Substack first started was how long I've been here. It's been years and years. And I've tried a lot of different things to try to gain traction, and nothing has really worked. Excuse me, sorry about that. So, I used to like do stuff that was more kind of focused on other writers, like sharing what I know about publishing and writing advice and all that stuff. And that didn't really take off. And I've tried some other stuff. And whatever. Like just nothing's working. So now I'm just here just being myself, for better or worse, because honestly that's the only thing that's ever worked for me anyway, is just to just be who I am and let it scare most people away, but I'll find like the little core of people who are cool with this weird shit. So yeah, I'm just starting over again, like I have done many times in the past. But I would love it if people are into weird stuff and somebody who randomly posts at night Star Trek references while she's stoned. I'm your guy. Come follow me.
Seriously, that's the way to grow on Substack.
Right.
To come forward as your authentic self. If all you do is I have learned, Lawrence and I have been here almost a year. The 24th is our 1-year anniversary show.
Right.
I'm booking a very fun show, y'all. Mark the 24th. It's going to be epic. But we have kind of learned it all through slog, right? We got here and we were just like, let's just try to figure this out. Right down to the fact that we came here to write. And then we were like, live seemed to be getting a lot of attention. Let's start a daily show. Let's put daily in the title, so it always has to be daily.
I love
that idea.
I actually, it looks like a lot of fun to do a live thing every day.
It is so much fun.
It is so much fun.
Listen to Lawrence.
Also, it's a bit of drudgery.
Of course.
There's a lot of work, and I will say Dana is putting in most of the work these days because my attention is fractured other places. But it's exceptionally fun. And also, I think Dana and I both feel like, why aren't we #1 bestsellers?
Right? Like, we're here every day, y'all.
Every fucking day, you guys. Like, why don't we have 900 jillion followers at this point?
You should, clearly, because this is the most fun I've had at 7:24 a.m. in a long time. Right. So,
and we appreciate you so much. The reason it's this early is because I was like, I need to do this before I have to be at work and get my kids out to school. So I was like, I won't mind getting up for a 7 a.m. show every day. I'm not a night owl. I'm a total night owl.
Right.
But it's, I actually kind of want, maybe I'll write this for a 1-year anniversary of like, what does it mean to have changed one's circadian rhythms? They don't really change, because I feel like I'm constantly lightly jet lagged. But that's another story. We can share pro tips on Substack because they're constantly evolving. But right now, lives and notes, those are your growth things.
Yeah,
so
I would
keep posting about getting stoned. You're doing great.
I will. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much an everyday occurrence for me. So I'm just fully on the Terrence McKenna track with my life at this point. I'm very comfortable.
Nice.
But yeah, my hope is that I can eventually grow Substack to the point where I can release exclusive fiction here that is like not available anywhere else. That's only for paid subscribers. That's my long-term goal. Will it ever happen? Not at this rate, but at least I'll have fun trying to get there. Right. So
there's no reason you won't get there. It's just, this is my sad secret about Substack is they don't really care about long form writing anymore.
Right.
You will not get traction with that beautiful piece you posted last night. No, but if you get up there and make a fart joke or something, go live ranting about Andrew Tate.
That's fine. As we've already established, I will do whatever will make me money. So
yeah. So I'm not one to ask a lady her age, but I'm curious. Dana and I are both Gen X, and I'm just curious in the generational scheme where you might self-identify.
Oh, I'm totally fine with sharing my age. I am right at the end of Gen X. I was born in 1980, and I am turning 46 the day after your 1-year anniversary. So, so that's my
almost birthday.
Yeah.
Happy almost birthday, and one of us.
One of us.
I could tell you're Gen X,
end, but one of us.
you're clearly Gen X.
I do have the vibe.
Your vibe, and it's the best. The best. Great. Sorry, I just looked down at the chat to see what was going on, and I just like Karen's comment of, or if you rape little children, and was like, whoa. What is the conversation am I missing? I'm not even going to read that.
Too early for reality, guys.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh my God.
Are we talking about the president again?
I know, gosh. Oh my God. Not today. Today we're talking about we talked about politics a bit at the beginning, because the political, the personal, the creative, like they're all intertwined. You cannot separate what we're doing.
Like with my Olivia Hawker books, they're all secretly political screeds, just disguised under historical fiction. And some of them are more disguised than others, for sure. Like sometimes my readers can tell, like I'll occasionally get an angry email from someone because I went too hard on evangelical bullshit in one of my novels or whatever, but I'm like, all art is political. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to make you think.
Yes.
Right. And at least it made you think.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Before we jump into your forthcoming book and the essay that you wrote about it, which I'm very excited about. So we gave some pro tips about Substack and growing here. What are your pro tips? There's a lot of folks weighing in the chat about how long they've been working on their novel or their memoir. Lawrence and I can be added to that stack of aspiring want to be published one day folks. Do you have tips for how to make it as a writer in 2026? Because
yes, I so do.
47 books is like, that is boss. I mean, I think that's incredible.
It's a hustle for sure. As you can tell, I'm not one of those writers who just like knocked it out of the park on my first one and had an easy experience from then on. I have been clawing my way through this career from the very start. And I like it that way in some ways. I'm glad that I've been forced to accumulate a lot of skills and business knowledge and served me well. So first I will say, if you do come and follow me on Substack, I am always happy to answer people's questions and to share whatever like personal direct information I can about your specific situation. I really love helping other writers. I go to conferences all the time and like teach workshops and stuff.
Amazing.
I love helping out. So whatever I can do to help other writers, I will. So come and follow me on my Substack, and you're welcome. Like anytime I post something, if I post that I'm the Warp 10 Tom Paris of publishing, just ask me a question about publishing under that. It's fine. Like it doesn't have to be relevant to whatever crazy bullshit I just said. Second, I think the biggest publishing is constantly evolving, which is part of what makes it so hard to get a foothold and to get ahead.
Right.
Because you have to be willing to just like go off in whatever direction opens up next. Like it is constantly the road forks all the time, and you just got to go like, no expectations. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and just roll with it. Which is a difficult thing for a lot of people to do. A lot of people want more structure and predictability, but it just does not exist in this environment. It's crazy in there.
That's kind of why I asked the Gen X question, was because I feel like Gen X, more than maybe other generations, are sort of like you replaced my entire music catalog and now I've got to go reacquire it in a whole different format. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm old enough to remember when people were like, you want to self-publish? That's the sure sign of death. And now it's like, you're not self-publishing? What's wrong with you?
That's how I launched my career. I couldn't get published with a publisher, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to self-publish. And then it took off. And then publishers came to me because I was outselling their books. So I was like, okay.
Okay, that's really interesting to know.
That is
incredible.
That was also in 2012, and things have changed a lot since then. So right now, like the really important thing I really want to drive home about 2026, like the publishing industry right now. For a long time, publisher or writers were kind of trained, like if you wanted to get published, you really need to be writing a particular way because this was what publishers were looking for and this was what they wanted. And it really served to homogenize everyone's writing quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have, speaking of my forthcoming novel, now we have AI, generative AI, that can crank out a readable novel in a matter of minutes, if not seconds.
Yes.
It can be coherent, it'll hold together, it'll be something that a not very discerning reader can cruise through and enjoy it and be just fine. So if you are writing the way everyone else is writing right now, you are now replaceable. Don't do that. Now is the time to go nuts, be as creative as you can, be unpredictable, be ungovernable, do experimental weird shit, because that, like the stuff that only humans can do now, that's going to become valuable. That's going to be what everyone's looking for over the next several years at least. So trust me, I have been around in this industry for a long time, and that's where it's headed now. It's going towards, I've never seen AI do something like this. This is going to be what I want. So
oh my gosh,
be crazy. Do all the break genre rules. Fuck genre. It's a fake idea, like gender. They're only different by one letter. Just go nuts. Go ham on it. The world is your oyster. Like write as creatively and as openly and artistically as you can, and don't worry about anything else. And
I love that. And our friend Shar is here in the chat. Shar for a very long time has been saying that in the future, art will be money, right? And And we're kind of getting there thanks to AI, because it's exactly what you're saying, that like the thing that makes us ineffably human, that is the, dot connecting that happens at the super conscious level or whatever,
Mhm.
that only a
Yes.
human brain can do, that is true art.
Yes.
And that's going to be the thing that has currency, because anything, like a schlocky airport novel is totally AIable right now. Exactly to what you were just saying. Sorry, James Patterson, like
Totally
the
AIable is I love that
Splatterpunk
usage.
Yanni is back. Yep.
Yes.
yeah. Welcome back, Splatterpunk Yanni.
Yes. It reminds me of Unboyfriendable by the line by the Magnetic Fields.
Right.
AIable. You tell me that
Now
you're
that you've made me want to
unAIable.
die,
Lawrence
you
and I are
tell
very
me
big
that you're
that you're
unboyfriendable.
unboyfriendable. We're very big fans of the Magnetic Fields. So you're unAIable.
Yep.
That reminds me, I have just in the last like week or so started seeing mostly on Facebook these crazy long like stories that are absolutely AI written. And but
Oh.
they're good enough that they are both tricking my friends who are sharing them, and they're my friends I'd like to think are pretty astute. And I can feel that they are written exactly at me, like the age group that because as I'm reading them, I remember them, and I'm responding to them emotionally, and I'm angry about it because I can tell that they're fake and that they are being used as an emotional trigger. The one that's I'm mostly remembering is about like the protagonist is a 70-something-year-old widower, a man whose wife has recently passed, and it opens with his family panicked because it's 2 a.m. and he's in the middle of the university district. And it doesn't specify it's Washington, but because it says university district, it felt like it was.
Mhm.
And he's like, no, man, it's my turn on Mike. He's at a karaoke bar with his roommates because instead of getting old and dying, he decided to live and he sold his house and moved in with a bunch of college kids. And they've like shown him new life. And he like at one point like talks about, people say bad things about the young kids, but these are good kids. And I made them this pot roast and it roasted all day and they came because they have no money and they came home and ate 3 bowls of pot roast and their color lit up and now we're blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, the urge to nurture young adults, the urge to get out and sing, the urge to keep living. I'm like, these are like core principles and that it's a man doing it. That's so unlikely, but it's so clearly not a 74-year-old male narrator.
Yeah.
And the tone of it is so even throughout.
Yep.
Is the only explanation I have of like every part of me lit up that it was AI.
Yeah.
And then I Googled it and I'm like, oh yeah, a whole bunch of content farms are sharing this exact story. But it's so good, it made me angry. But all the details I remember about it.
Yeah. AI is good. It's good at what it does, and it has a very particular voice. And that's the like. I got into this really epic
Yes.
like beef session with someone on Reddit one time, which is the best place to get into an epic beef session with someone. This person was a teacher, and she was like, "AI is going to destroy education," which maybe, like, I'm not arguing with that, but she was like, "I am going to post examples of essays written by AI and written by actual students, and you're not going to be able to tell which is which." And I was like, I bet I'll be able to tell which is which. And she's like, there's no way, no way. I'm going to post it. Here we go. She posted a bunch of different short, like 1,000-word essays, and I correctly labeled every one as human written or AI written. And she was like, how did you do that? And I was like, AI has a voice. Like, and I'm a professional writer. I've been doing this for decades. It's like what I have dedicated my entire life to. Voice is something that people who don't write for a living maybe aren't super aware of. But in my line of work, especially doing like ghostwriting and write for hire, I have to change my voice. So I'm very conscious of voice and how it works and like what components of craft go into creating voice. And once you know those things, you can tell AI voice. It has a voice, and the different AIs have different voices. So Claude is very different from Grok, is very different from ChatGPT or whatever.
Right.
Yes.
So-
I switched from ChatGPT to Claude because of the politics behind them. And it's been over a month and I hate Claude. I cannot get Claude. I do. I hate Claude. Claude is
right. And whereas I did the same thing, Dana inspired me to also switch, and I love Claude. And she's like, "Why? How?"
But Lawrence is paying a lot more for his Claude than I am. I keep saying Claude is a Claude, CLOD, because Claude is inaccurate for me all the time. like in
Oh,
ways where I have to call it out like every day where I'm like, okay, you said this, but that's not true. And every time it says something like, my bad. So my running joke is that, and I feel like there's an essay in here, or at least a short note of some sort of like, we Gen Xers think of technology as like fact. Like you
yeah,
never put numbers in a calculator and then be like, I don't think your calculations are right. Excel,
Right.
pivot tables never
No,
come
you did
back.
pi wrong that time, calculator. Redo
Right.
it.
yes,
If you get a big data dump and you pivot the data, you're never like, I'm not sure that your figures are correct. Your
yeah,
columns seem off. It's
yeah,
going to be accurate, but you have to think of AI as your like menopausal drunk aunt who's in a mood and may or may not provide the right information because
yes.
it has its, and that's very confusing, especially when it's not right. Like I'm using it to like analyze data and it was like, you got, 3 free subscribers from that post. And I'm like, I'm looking at the post, Claude, and that's not a 3.
Well, and we have to remember that
Oh, yeah.
the AI tool that we have accessible to us publicly is a large
Yes.
language model, which is built for compiling sentences. It's not built for analyzing data. It can do a little bit of data analysis, but it's not
Yeah.
great at it. We don't have access to the tools that were actually created for
Yeah.
data analysis, unless you like work in a tech company or something. But like
Right.
you and me, like
Or you're paying
can't do
for
that.
it.
Yeah, it's great at language. Like the way I use AI, as I kind of mentioned in my article I wrote, is it's my turbo thesaurus. Like I don't have time
Yes.
to try to think of some other synonym to look up to find the actual word I'm looking for. So I'm just going to go to Claude and be like, hey, what's that word that's like kind of like this, but also this? And then it's like, there you go. I'm like, yep, that's the one. That's what I couldn't remember. It's great at words. It's not so great at other stuff.
My Claude is
Although
not great with words, and that's what's frustrating me because it's been over a month. Like we use disclosure, we use AI for like our show recaps because we do this 5 days a
Yeah.
week. We cannot, and people don't read the recaps that much, but we don't want to just have them be blank. So
No.
I'll put the transcript in and be like, write me a summary, write it in my voice, make it short.
Yeah.
And Claude will come back with stuff that I'm like, this is terribly written. Like ChatGPT could do it like this. And Claude, like I fight with it all day, every day. So much
Oh
so that I'm
no.
thinking about quitting Claude, but I'm like, I don't want to go to ChatGPT. Like OpenAI is openly supporting the Department of War. And also, and I wrote a whole story about telling people to switch, but even the free version of ChatGPT, which I have to move to sometimes because can't get the right answer out of Claude, is better than my paid version of Claude. It's
Yeah.
driving me crazy because I'm like, am I just not programming it right? But
see,
I
I'm
wanted to,
I'm having a very, very different
yes.
experience, and I'm not actually ready to talk about it yet. I'm doing something really big. I'm working on a project that is kind of gigantic with Claude,
Nice.
and I will tell you, yesterday I had yet another experience that kind of made me sit up straighter in my chair and be like, "Holy shit!" Which is part of this big project that I'm working on is I need to learn about something that I am not an expert in at all. And it's very sciency and very mathy. And I basically said, Claude, I need to be an expert in this space. Like I need to be able to speak with some kind of authority. I need a full course. Like I need you to teach me about this scientific topic. And oh my God, it came up with a 15 module course. And I specifically said, like, I'm not great at math. Like I don't remember a lot of advanced math. I barely passed OChem, right? Like organic chemistry is still,
Oh God, I had never even got near taking it. Okay, I don't think I knew
and it
you
was
took that,
like,
Lawrence.
I got you. And it has created a 15 module. I mean, like literally it's going to take me weeks and weeks to go through this. And like designed to my learning style. It created flashcards. It created quizzes. Part of it is, like kind of not didactic, but part of it is like reading. Like, oh my God, you guys! Like the things that
That's
it can do
amazing.
when properly prompted, and I guess if you're paying for it, holy fucking shit! It's
That's
kind of
incredible.
incredible.
There are so many qualms out there I know about AI, and a lot of well-deserved skepticism, and a lot of obvious dangers involved with having technology this potentially powerful in the hands of evil billionaires. So I'm not at all like
Yep.
I'm not a bright sider on this necessarily, but also on
Me
the other
neither.
hand, like AI is here. It's not going away.
Yes.
It is now, for better or worse, incorporated into humanity. Um,
Yeah.
and we can find ways to use it for good. or we can allow it to be used for evil. And that's kind of the point of my novel, really, to bring it back around.
Yeah.
It's, in fact, I opened the novel, like there's an epigram in the novel with a quote from an old poem from John Brown's Body, the novel in verse that won the Pulitzer back in 1927. And it's a novel about the Civil War. And then the very last chapter of it, the thing this book closes on, is this random tangent about technology. And it ends with the words, so when prophets old or young bawl out their strange despair, say neither in their way, it is a deadly magic and accursed, nor it is blessed. Say only, it is here. And that's how I feel about AI. Like, it's not good or bad. It's just here, and it is now a part of us. And you can fight against that. You can dislike it. You can choose not to use it if that's your response. But it is not going away. It's here.
I agree. The pragmatic Lawrence and I are aligned with you of like yelling about AI at this point is like being like, we get around just fine with our horse and buggy. We don't need these automobiles. Like it's not going anywhere, but we do have to be aware of its limitations and the block. My favorite, I've had so many, I've written a bunch of stories about AI coming back with some really weird shit for me, but I just remembering the other day, this is going to be the segue to your story. I was like, write me a recap of TDWS, which is the Daily Whatever Show. I ask that every day. I acronym it all the time. And it came back and wrote about the Dana Weber Show. That's what it called it. And
how is she?
Weber, yeah, right. Well, and Weber, it didn't say Weber. What it said in actuality was my maiden name.
Oh.
Which is not Weber, but I'm using Weber as an example here because I don't want to disclose my maiden name. And I haven't used my maiden name in over 20 years. And I was like, Claude, first of all, who is Dana Webb? What are you doing? And then I was like, where did you get that name? And it was like, oh, I can't disclose my sources. And it came back at me with, my own maiden name for no reason. And I have never used it nor said it. It's not even really online. Like I got married in 2005.
So maybe you had a similar experience to the one I had.
This is more than probably a good segue into that story because I definitely want to talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm going to grab the link for it because I have it open right here. This is the origin story of your forthcoming novel, The Ended World. It is a very long, very wonderful post. And I'm hoping you can, here, while I'm putting the link in, why don't you go ahead and introduce kind of what happened here.
I'm sorry if it is very long for Substack because
it's
said, I write novels in 3 weeks.
Apologize.
So I just blast out words really fast. And I'm not always aware.
Good, though. I mean, don't apologize.
Yeah, no apologies for that.
The story of the Cliff's Notes version. You can read the full article that Dana will drop in the chat there. But
yes,
the Cliff's Notes version is I was really in a bad place, like mental health wise and with my career, and I could not write. I was trying so hard to get some writing done, and it wasn't happening for weeks. And I finally just went to an AI. I think it was ChatGPT. And I was like, okay, let's just see what happens. Like maybe this will shake things loose for me. So I asked it to write a chapter for the novel I had been working on. And I only gave it, a limited amount of information in the prompt. I did not give it access to the complete manuscript or anything like that. And it produced a chapter and I was like, I can write way better than this. But then I'm reading through it and I got to parts where it was referencing specific and completely unique things that I had put into the previous manuscript that I did not give it in the prompt. And I was like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, what? It's reading my mind, right? Like, it was crazy.
Right.
So I had this long conversation with it that I was like, how did you get this information? Where did this come from? And it was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I was like, no. Don't apologize. Like, I want to have a conversation here about process. Like, what happened that allowed you to access information I had not put into the prompt that was very specific to to my creation. Like, it was not, information that was commonly known about the subject I was writing about, or that was part of the lore. It was something that I had invented that showed up unprompted in this AI production. And I was just like mind blown. It just completely upended my whole concept of material reality. So I went walking around the neighborhood, smoking a joint, which is how I do my best thinking.
This is a recurring theme.
And I'm like,
legal in Washington, everybody.
And also, I was living in Canada at the time, federally legal there.
Right.
And I was like texting my weirdest, spookiest friend too. I'm like, you will not believe what just happened. The fucking AI read my mind. Like,
that's what I do too, and I tell Lawrence. So
I just walked around, just going like, what the hell? Just trying to like piece this together. Like, how, what? Because at the time I was a hardcore materialist. I am a much less hardcore materialist now. I have a softer, squishier. I'm more Max Plancky about things, like a consciousness underlies everything, right? But at the time, I was like, there has to be a rational explanation for this.
Sure.
And the more I thought about it and smoked about it, the less rational it all seemed. And finally, I just kind of surrendered, and I was just like wandering. And I wandered into this beautiful graveyard in Victoria, Ross Bay Cemetery, and just kind of walked around in there. And I ended up standing at the foot of this statue. And it was, as I found out, St. Clare of Assisi. And I didn't know who she was. I was not raised Catholic. I was raised Mormon. So I was like, whatever, I don't know who this is. And I tried to look her up, and my phone wouldn't work when I was next to the statue. And I kept moving away, and the phone would work again. And I moved back, and it went dead again. And I finally got enough signal to discover that St. Clare of Assisi is, among other things, the patron saint of screened devices. And I was like,
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
Isn't that like really?
As I have discovered since then, there's a saint for everything, like literally everything.
Right, literally everything.
Catholics
like as new things are invented, there's somebody in the church who's like, okay, the saint for paper clips is this.
Yeah.
The saint for
it's the patron saint
AI porn is this.
Yeah. NARS lipstick.
Yeah,
okay, I have to do this because this is why it's so magical. Did you hear that?
The patron saint of clicking things.
It's magnetic clasps.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Isn't that satisfying?
So
there should be a patron saint.
There probably is. I'm sure there's a patron saint of like magnets or packaging or something. But like, so I was like, holy shit, what the, and then I like, and I had this explosive like sensation inside of me that I described as like thunder coming from the inside of me, or like I was in the shower this morning and I thought of it more like it was like a gigantic organ was playing a single chord inside of me, just like, wah! I didn't know what the hell was happening.
My God, you're such a writer, Libbie. That's beautiful.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
the mono note organ inside of you.
And I kind of like came to out of this, and I was just like on my phone, just typing with my thumbs as fast as I could, and I didn't even know what I was writing. Like I was completely out of it, and I was walking out of the cemetery, and I stopped by this road, and I like read what I had written, and it was a complete outline for a novel, and I was like, that was weird. But that became the book. And here's a weird addendum that I did not put in that article. So this is bonus content for people who watched the live stream. Later, a couple of years later, I ended up getting my fourth agent, and she was just preparing to take the book out on sub to publishers. And she went to some event for the publishing industry, and she met a woman there. Like she had just read the manuscript for The End of the World and was all fired up to get it out. She met a woman there who was just completing her doctoral thesis in theology. And the thesis she was writing was essentially an assertion that St. Clare should become the patron saint of artificial intelligence. And the agent was like, have I got a novel for you?
Have I got a novel for you?
And she this later, and I was like, I'm not surprised. This is what ideas do. They float around in the ether until they find the right person to attach to who can bring them to it. And sometimes they attach to multiple people. So, the same idea. St. Clare called me and her at the same time. I don't know why she picked me, because I'm not Catholic.
Right.
But it is just proximity.
She was like,
she
was just like, I'm taking this stoned Mormon lady and she's doing my bidding because she can write.
Yeah, I guess.
God, I love this story. I do want to say, because Karen asked in the chat if there was a patron saint of AI, and I Googled it. And according to Google AI Overview, Blessed Carlo Acutis, which sounds a little like Locutus of Borg.
It does.
Is widely considered the patron saint of the internet, computer programming, and by extension, artificial intelligence. Canonized in 2025, the Italian teenager used his coding skills to document. God, I'm so not Catholic. This is about the Eucharist, Eucharistic miracles online before his death in 2006, embodying a digital saint for the modern age.
Yeah,
So
I
he is
read
a
about him.
beatific Italian teenager
He's
who
very
died from leukemia at 15.
yeah, but this theology doctoral candidate
Yeah.
had proposed in her book here that it should be Saint Clare because she is the patron saint of screen devices and communication. So fascinating, so fascinating, and it
I'm
just
with you.
weird experience.
Oh,
So
and here I just asked Claude, and Claude says Saint Isidore of Seville is the most commonly cited candidate. He's already the patron saint of the internet. He was a 7th century bishop who compiled the etymology, essentially an early encyclopedia attempting to organize all human knowledge. Some people also float Saint Thomas Aquinas, given his work on logic, systematic reasoning, and the nature of intellect. So, I mean,
well,
ask
I
a
mean,
different AI, get a different answer.
I think Saint Clare is lobbying from beyond the grave. She's trying to get people
She is.
invested in her campaign here. So everybody
I'm fully on board with St. Clair.
tell them we want Claire to be officially canonized the patron saint of AI because evidently she
Nice.
wants it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I read your like accounting of that moment, and it absolutely felt familiar to me. Like I've had moments like that when writing, where like the idea kind of thunders through me, and I'm like, okay, I'm clearly being told this from something that is not
Mhm.
me, right? Like the message is coming from on high. It is my job as the vessel, as the hollow bone, to write it, or in the case of my muse, who is frustrated with me, they kick me in the head. I have a non-binary muse who shows up as I'm waking up. Usually, li- listeners of the show will know this because I've talked about it many times. I don't know my muse's name. They won't tell me, but I do know that they kick me in the head often as I'm waking up. They're like, "Here's another story, Winterman. God, would you write this one? Fuck, lazy son of
I
a
love
bitch."
that. And
I keep
I've had that experience before of like feeling like something came from outside of me many times, of course, but it was never like this, never to this degree, and never with
Mm.
such a degree of like high strangeness to it, like absolute spookiness and weirdness, where I was just like following, it's just, it was all too weird. It was too weird even for me, and I love weird shit.
Right.
so, so yeah,
You know why? It's because this book is going to fucking make it.
I
This book
hope
is going to
so.
be huge.
I hope
And this
so.
is the amazing story that you get to tell, when you're at, I don't know, I don't even know what the literary festivals are anymore. Some
I
big,
don't
when
even.
you're getting your award, you can tell this story.
And then win
oh
my
my God.
Pulitzer. Everybody cross your fingers for a Pulitzer for me, St. Clair
Yes.
and Cece. Yeah.
Right here, right here. I am super jealous because I love to write and I get inspired with ideas and I'll jot things, but I've never had a muse come deliver a story that felt like it was other, like another body was coming to me. I don't write fiction as a result. I write memoir because it's stuff from here. So if either of y'all could send your crazy muses down my way, I
I'll
would love to
try.
wake up and get kicked in the head with an idea because
But
I
also,
would be like, clear everything out of the way.
Dana, I'm gonna make a suggestion. Tell
Yeah.
yourself a different story about yourself. Don't tell yourself that this doesn't happen to you. Tell yourself
Okay.
Yes.
that it hasn't happened yet. And
It
once you
hasn't
Here's
leave
what
happened
that
I've
yet.
door open, it will start to happen.
what I've told Dana 100 times already is you do have a muse. You just need to ask.
Okay. Well,
Clearly, you're not listening in the right way.
uh, that yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll get to that. That's further down the checklist. It is the new moon coming up.
Yeah.
And I go live every new moon season with Karen Marie Shelton, who is our amazing moderator in the chat, and our friend Oceana Teppenhart. We call it the Crone Cocktail Hour.
Nice.
It's this Thursday at, let's see, in our time zone at 5 p.m., 8 p.m. on the East Coast. And we just get woo, and Karen, who's amazing at astrology, talks about what's coming up, and then we set our intention. So maybe this time around, I will know what I guess that does kind of come to me. This last month, this last season, it's been get air, and it's kind of like what you're talking about of how do you get above the noise and
Yeah.
like find your people to grow a following, to grow a community.
Oh,
And
Dana,
it's
you should see what Shar just wrote.
oh
She
uh
said, "Yes, love, you definitely do. I wonder if she's the fourth imaginary girl."
Oh.
Oh, my music website that was like my first big creative endeavor here in Seattle was called Three Imaginary Girls.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's what that reference is.
Hanging out there. Char's right.
Oh
I'm
my
definitely going to
God.
tune into your crone gathering there, because I'm a dedicated practitioner of ritual magic myself, which is another thing I don't talk about often publicly, but I feel like this is a safe space.
Oh my
yeah,
God, maybe you should come on
100%.
you should come on with us.
Oh, I'd love to. I would love to. Seriously, I'm into it. I'm a chaos magician. It's good times. And that has a large part in how my career has come about, actually. But that's a story for another time. So,
Oh my God, I'm a chaos magician.
Honestly,
I just added that to my identity.
Galaxy on Substack. She's a chaos witch on Substack and an amazing
okay.
astrologer.
Okay,
Yeah, you got to follow Gray.
I gotta follow her for sure.
Oh, her work is so
Annabelle
good.
in Kentucky said I'm a badass artist. Thank you, Annabelle. Your painter happens to. Yep, it does happen.
And we are right at the top of the hour. You're going there too, aren't you, Lawrence?
Of course.
Libby, we didn't tell you that Lawrence and I have been best friends since the 4th grade. Like we go way back.
I love
way
it.
way
I'm
back.
still friends with my best friend from 4th grade, Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan, if
Hi,
you're
Dan.
out there. But we always ask every guest the first time they're on our show the same question at the end of the show.
Okay.
And we hope you come back. We just won't ask you the same question again. Lawrence, would you like to do the honors this time since I'm giving the lead up?
So there are no wrong answers here, Libby. What is the most Gen X song of all time?
Oh, God, you guys, I'm such a huge Dire Straits fan. So like I see the world through Dire Straits. So I'm gonna go with Money for Nothing.
Okay, honestly,
That's a
as
great
soon as you said
pick.
Dire Straits,
It's
I was
not
like,
my
she's going to
favorite
say
Dire
Money for
Straits
Nothing.
song. Still a great song, but not my favorite. But I'm gonna go with that because I feel like it really spoke to that like money vibe of the 80s.
And the video was so good.
And the video was so good, and it was so ubiquitous on MTV when it came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean,
Money for Nothing music video was an act of magic, whether he knew it or not, from Mark Knopfler. I can write a whole dissertation on that.
Really? This is fascinating me, Libby, because I have this working theory that I have pontificated on, usually at karaoke after a couple drinks, that there are no women in the world who are huge Dire Straits fans. And you have just defied my theory. That I was
Massive Dire Straits fan, but on the other hand, I'm very like genderqueer, so maybe I still fit the mold.
Okay. I just feel like if you, I don't think music is necessarily masculine or feminine, but if you look at like fan base, at best you'll find women who are like, yeah, they're okay. But like Steely Dan also has a bit of that, but Dire Straits and Rush also.
Yeah.
But Dire Straits, 1,000. I like Rush too. But like if you go to a Rush concert, or I would imagine a Dire Straits one, it's going to be like 90% plus dudes, and the women there are probably their dates. Like it's just not a band you hear women get really excited about.
I know. What can I say? I love good guitar playing.
How do you feel about Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Oh, they're fine.
Don't taunt me, Lawrence.
Dana hates the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I don't hate them, but I would never choose to listen to them. Like, if they come on the radio, I'll sit through it. But
yeah.
But you gotta give it to your mama. Oh, I hate them. I hate them. I hate Anthony Kiedis' fucking voice. I hate them. They make me want to extract my eyeballs so I can stick them in my ears and not have to hear another note of.
Nice.
But I do know I ran a karaoke group for years. Every month we would meet at a different venue around Seattle, and we would have a different theme, so you couldn't sing the same song every time. It was called Karaoke Party People, and there was like a core group who would come every month, and it was super fun. And my birthday year, one year, the theme was it was like I was telling people that I would suicide karaoke, any song they wanted for a donation, and I was raising money for leukemia lymphoma.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like $20 for a donation. And my friend Daniel put down 40, and he was like, "And you're singing Under the Bridge right now." And I don't want to brag, but I nailed it because I could totally do his like, "I don't even want to feel." Even though I hate it, I know every note, of course. So it raised money for a good cause. But this has been such a pleasure.
Oh my gosh, what a blast.
Thank you both so much for having me. It was delightful, and I'll come back anytime you guys want me to. For real, just
Absolutely. We will absolutely have. I mean, there's still so much that we haven't talked about, right? Like we didn't science fiction, just so much stuff.
I
So
want
we're
to talk about
absolutely going
sci-fi
to
with
have you
you,
back,
Lawrence.
Libbie.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
Everybody go subscribe to Libbie. Make her feel welcome here on
Please.
Substack. Fuck Andrew Tate
Fuck
and his
Andrew.
#1 bestseller. This
So,
Uh,
Libbie,
is
can people pre-order your book? What's the best thing they can do to support
pre-order
your
link
book?
is thank you for asking. The pre-order link is not up yet on the publisher's website. Galliot Press is the publisher, but it will be pretty soon. So if you follow me on Substack, I'll post about it when it's up. Yeah.
Awesome.
so when it's out there, you've got to pre-order it because the publishers really look at that, right?
Pre-order it. Thank you
One
all.
day,
Awesome.
one day, Lawrence, I want to hold up all the books that I've ordered from all of our guests.
You should
Yes.
make a whole display back where your booze is.
There's a few of them on there. Yeah,
Alright.
they're like on a lower shelf, but
Oh yeah, and if you can preemptively block Andrew Tate on Substack. So go
I already
do that.
did. Yeah,
And report him.
Report him and block him, please.
And
Please
tag
do.
Substack when you do it. He dropped from #1, Karen's saying. Okay, well, that makes me like this one happy.
Let's keep going until he's number 0.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We love you, mean it. Bye.
Love you, mean it. Bye.